think they're about to wrap it up because I watch America a lot.
Yeah, I thought he was American, and he's got a British accent.
Same with what's his face from Walking Dead.
Which one? All of them, I swear.
Yeah. Well, Maggie,
Andrew Lincoln.
Andrew Lincoln. The dude who plays
Morgan, yeah, and Maggie. Isn't she Australian?
Yeah, something like that. To her act beautiful. Her accent, her southern accent is awesome too. She's just great. Whereas a lot of American actors couldn't do a British accent to save their lives.
Yeah, put another shrimp on the bar. Okay, I was trying to be funny. I wasn't for real.
I was trying to think of other British people on The Walking Dead because, like you said, the entire cast from overseas. But I think
The guy that played the governor, was he British?
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know what happened to that show. I don't watch it anymore. I haven't watched it for a couple of months, but I used to love it.
Yeah, I stopped watching last year. I think just before their was it their mid-season finale when Rick supposedly died?
Yeah,
Even
that's
though
about
we
when
all
I
know he
stopped.
didn't die. Spoiler alert. Yeah, that's.
Yeah, I think that was mid-season.
Is Travis still awake?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay.
He's probably Brawl Starring.
Yeah, that's exactly.
What level were you on? Like 100?
Oh, I'm 13.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
Now Morgan is on Fear the Walking. I just saw a commercial for that the other day.
Oh, hey, Mr. What's his face is up?
What?
Prince. Prince is up.
Yeah.
He's been up.
I don't know if you ever watched. I know MSJ has, but I don't know if you ever watched Sons of Anarchy. But Charlie Hunnam, he's British as fuck.
Dude, I've seen Son of Anarchy like 50 times.
I've never watched that show, but I know Peggy Bundy was on that show, right?
Yep. She was married to. She's married to Bruce, the writer, producer, director guy.
Kurt.
Yeah,
Kurt
because they
Sutter.
were on Howard, right? They were on Howard.
Yep.
I just started watching Game of Thrones like the other day. I'm like on season 2.
She doesn't. I'm sorry. Trav has an obsession thinking you look like that porn. So just don't look.
She looks just like it in that picture, dude.
Oh,
I'm telling you. She looks just
no,
like,
I don't.
I'm like, how do you not see the resemblance? Like, because I looked at it and I was at first like, wait, why is Agro posting pictures of that one? And I was like, oh wait, that's LED.
I didn't. Yeah, she posted that picture. I didn't post that.
It's just because of the dark hair.
That's fucked up.
Like
No, you have a lot of the same facial.
No,
I don't.
you don't. I watched that
It's a
video.
good thing.
I
It's a good
watched
thing.
it.
Don't worry.
No, I watched that video. I'm like, that it does not look like.
I don't know. To each their own.
Yeah, I think it's the hair.
No, well, it's the hair and it's the facial features a little bit.
See, I don't think.
No, I'm telling you, I watched that video. You posted the link. I watched it. I'm like,
This
that
could
is
totally be
not
your sister right here. This picture right here.
no,
This could be your sister.
no, not even. Not a relative, not a
Oh,
niece,
come
not
on.
a sister, not a cousin. No, like we have distinct facial features, like our
I'm not
family.
saying
We have
you're
like
twins.
we have like really big eyes, and they're kind of like they're my eyes kind of
Yeah.
droop down a little. Like me and my family, we all have this distinct look to
See
us,
that
like all of
picture.
my sisters, everyone, and that is not even.
That picture you just posted would look more like Jess D to me,
Yeah, a little
True,
bit, but
true.
like a younger Jess D.
in that picture, perhaps. I don't know. Oh shit! I think I just fucking ruptured my abs.
Ruptured your abs.
You have
Yeah,
abs?
oh yeah, underneath all this goodness, this good bacon grease, there's some abs. I think I just.
Underneath your chicharrones?
Mm-hmm.
I'm watching Catfish right now on MTV. Have you guys ever been catfished?
Molly catfish.
She catfished
No,
everyone.
no. I mean, like you really actually you met someone online, you saw their photo, and you went out with them, and you're like, whoa, holy shit, that does not look like you. That happened to me.
That's called a blind date, though, isn't it?
I've never
Or
really done that. Like that was. I've never really done the whole online dating thing with people that I knew or I met. The first time I ever met him was like fake. I met him face to face.
I was catfished.
I've never done the online stuff.
wait, go ahead. I'm
I
straight the
think
floor yours.
I think we've heard this story.
I
Is
think
it the
so.
same story?
It's worth hearing again.
I don't
Is it
remember.
the same? Oh,
Yeah, it's the
uh,
same. Yeah, the same story.
Yeah, it's the same story, guys.
same old song.
Well, it happened to me before I met my husband. I went on one of those dating sites, Match.com, I think. It might have been that one or the other big one that they
Plenty of
had out.
fish.
No, it's like Match.com, and then there's
eHarmony.
another one. Like yeah, like it was like one of those two I was on, and again, this was probably like, yeah, 2 months before I met my husband. And like I matched with some guy, and he just lived so far away from me. He lived like an hour away. But hey, worth maybe seeing if there's anything there. I mean, who knows? I was
Right.
single, super lonely. Anyways, so I met him, and he was an okay looking dude. Like he wasn't bad looking. It's just he didn't look anything like his photo. He must have been using like a younger photo. Um, maybe like when he worked out or something, because he did not look like that anymore. And again, he wasn't bad looking. Like I would have dated him, if he sent me his regular. It's like, why are you using old photos of yourself? Just use something that's updated so I know what you look.
See, now I would categorize that as more, not fraudulent, but misleading advertisement
There
more
you
than
go.
catfish.
There you go, misleading. But is
False advertising.
all catfishing like misleading and
Yeah,
false
like
advertising? And again, he wasn't terrible looking. I would have gone out with him just fine. Actually, we did. I went out with him a few times. It's just he lived so far. And with my work schedule and his work schedule, I'm like, this is just not going to work. Which is fine. I met my husband like 2 months later, anyways. Just before I met my husband, like weeks before I met him, I was trying to get this guy's phone number for like the longest time. I wanted to go. I used to work at this restaurant and he was one of my regulars. But he was a cop. And he would always come in with a group of like 8 or 9 undercovers. Like they were really young undercover cops. And they were all my regulars. I knew what they ordered, what they wanted, and I would always shit talk with them. They'd shit talk back. We had like a great little rapport going. And I always wanted to get this one guy's phone number. And he would wait to be the last one to pay so we could talk. But one of his friends would always stay like standing near him on purpose, like so he would be too shy to talk. Anyway,
wingman.
So yeah, I ended up getting a second job at a sports bar. This was in 2008 when the Super Bowl came to. So I got a second job at a sports bar, just to make extra money, of course. And by chance, this group of like 8 cops came in to that sports bar to eat. And I was like, oh man, like now's my chance. Like, I gotta ask the dude for his phone number. He's fucking hot. We ended up bumping into each other as I was like taking food out to a table, and he was walking like towards the bathroom. We ended up exchanging phone numbers, and he called me a few days later. So we went out, and when we went out, he had told me, he's like, I have to tell you something. I'm married. And I was like, dude, like no fucking wonder. I'm like, no wonder I can never get your phone number. Like it all made sense. And I told him like, dude, what the fuck are you thinking? You kind of made me think, hang out, have a good time, like
I think
what
you
are you
wanted to
thinking?
hang
And
out and have a good time.
oh no, he straight up told me. I mean, that he said, I wanted to have my cake and eat it too. Like that's, and I'm like, well, like, like more like I can't do that. It's gonna watch. I'll be married and it's gonna come back on me. Like, no, dude, I can't. I'm like, what a fucking dog, like. And earlier that night when he and I went out, we went to 2 different like really kind of nice upscale kind of bars. So the first place that we went to, um, he bumped into like a friend of his, and that friend like he stopped to talk to that friend for just a brief minute, just real quick. But that friend kept staring at me, like not giving me dirty looks, but just giving me like the weird side eye. And I was like, why is this friend fucking giving me the stank eye? But now I know, he's fucking married. And oh, here's another one. He told me He has a baby daughter. Like the baby had just been born like a couple months ago. I'm like, dude, you're a dog. It's so fucked up. And I was all sad about him. Like, oh, I had such a crush on him. Like, oh, dreams shattered. Like, what a. Then I met Mr. LED like 2 weeks later. No.
Yeah, I don't know how he would have thought that had been like like some chick would have been like, oh yeah, that's
Because some
awesome.
chicks are, dude.
You
A
never
lot of
know. I
chicks
was
are.
gonna say.
A lot of chicks are. They're like, oh, he's a cop. He's young. He's hot. Because he was hot. They don't give it. They'll be like, ooh, like that's exciting. That's dangerous. Yeah, let's hook up. No. Let's fuck. Then he would come in to eat at the restaurant. I wouldn't even take care of him. I would make somebody else go to that table. All was ruined.
How old were you when you got married? If you don't mind me asking.
Shit, I don't even remember. Well, we've been together like 11 years. I don't know how old I was in 2010. I think I was 26 or 27. Well, we lived
Oh,
in
well, that
Texas. We lived in Texas though, and I was like away from my family. We got married at like the Justice of the Peace, and then we went to work after that. Like it was just so odd. I
well
called my
that
mom like the day before and I told her we were gonna get married, and she was like all sad that she couldn't be there and she was crying. It was nothing like we wore fucking jeans and we just fucking signed the paper and it's all good. It's like who fucking cares? Why spend money on a wedding? I feel like the more money you spend, the more likely it is you're gonna get separated or divorced.
yeah, I can see that. Yeah, it doesn't really matter what kind of ceremony you have, as long as you like, it's the right thing to do for you people. But that bad. What do you mean, you people? For the people involved, I guess. But I know, like, there's this one girl that I ended up dating anyway, and back when she was like 18 or 19, I met her at a bar. She was a waitress at a bar, and she said, "Oh yeah, this weekend." I thought she was really pretty, so I tried talking to her, and then she's like, "Oh yeah, this weekend I'm getting married." I asked her how old she was. She was like 18, and I'm like, "Oh," and she goes, "What?" And I said, "It's just getting married that young just it doesn't usually work out." And she got all mad at me. And eventually, her and her husband did get a divorce. I actually was dating her before she was divorced. Like they knew they were getting divorced, and it was just waiting for the court time to come up, and
Homewrecker.
she got divorced. Like it's funny just how that works out. I don't think you should ever get married that young. It's just you don't even know anything.
No, you don't know yourself. Yeah. I
But,
feel like
but
I was still too young. I didn't know myself very well. I didn't know Mr. LED very well, and we had been living together almost 2 years by that point when we got married. We'd been together a few years, and I just felt like I didn't know enough of him. And fuck you, Travis.
Fuck you.
No, my husband also wasn't like been separated a month with his now ex-wife when he and I got together. We moved together. We moved away out of state together, and he was still married.
Well, they had been, yeah, she lived away from him for a while before I even met her. They had a 2-year-old kid, and he had like heroin issues and shit like that.
Ooh, yeah. That's one thing I'll say. I would have never fucked around with my husband if he had like a kid with his ex and it was gonna be like a messy divorce. Luckily, it was like they didn't have any kids together. I'm like, all right, yeah, I'll hook up with you. It's all good. And if you break my heart, you break my heart. Who cares? You're hot. You're good lay.
Well, we were like, I love fucking her. She was, but nothing else we were compatible with. Like, she didn't like my sense of humor. We didn't listen to the same kind of music or anything, and not that that's super important, but like, she was
Kind
main
of.
thing. It can be, but you can have some differences. But it does help. But like one of the main things, like when we first started talking, we were figuring each other out, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm an atheist. Is that gonna be a problem?" She's like, "No, that's not gonna be a problem as long as you try." I should have asked her right there. Try. I think she had agnostic and atheist confused because she kept trying to make me go to church, and then would get mad that I wouldn't go to church. I'm like, "You understand? I'm an atheist, right? Like, I don't believe in this." And then I think that kind of a lot of that played a part in it, but we just weren't as much as I wanted to be with her because I thought she was incredibly hot. But that's about where it ended. Like I just thought she was hot, and I liked having sex with her. I did like spending time with her and her son, but we just weren't compatible. It was something that Rachel set me up with. It was one of the times that Rachel and I were off, and Rachel had set me up with her, and she didn't like that. She saw my phone once, and Rachel sent me a text that said, I would have never. I knew you were gonna be spending all your
Your
time with me.
girlfriend set you up with her?
Well, she wasn't my girlfriend at the time. Like me and Rachel have been dating on and off for like 10 years, but we've always been really good friends. Like I've known her for a long, long time.
Even if like I was good friends with my boyfriend during our off time, I would never set anyone up with him. It's you know what I mean? Like I just couldn't. I'm so jealous and possessive like that.
Well, she kind of is too. She sent me a text that said, "If I'd have known you were gonna spend all your time with her, and me and Makai weren't gonna see you, I would have never." She didn't like that text. As another contributor, I think. But the
Prince
girl
says
we
he
weren't.
dated someone.
That's hot. Didn't Paris Hilton make a Carl's Jr. commercial? That's hot.
Yep, I remember that. She's all. It's like the ketchup's all running down her wrist and stuff, but they're trying to like super sexualize it. It's like she's eating a cheese. Like, what are you
That
gonna do
is
with that?
hot.
Yeah, that
We
works for
know
trap.
she puked. We know she puked that cheeseburger up as soon as like they said cut.
You don't think she's a good swallow?
I think she's a great swallow.
Yeah, there's that. Mm. The interview with her and like O and A was they were really trying to be nice. Like Jimmy was trying to be nice to her, and then she just turned out to be a real bitch. And he's like, "All right, we'll do it this way then." And they just went in. And she said, I've worked for everything I had," and they were just like, "Stop, shut it, stop it." And she's like, "No, I have worked for everything I had." And they're like, "Stop it." And she got real pissed and just left.
I wonder if MSJ's ever hooked up with like a married person. I bet he has.
I bet he has too, that dog.
He's a coxman.
I'm telling him he's got to bang. He's got to bang his dad's girlfriend. One time she comes over, and his dad's all drunk. He should step up.
Yeah, one of these days when his dad passes out from drinking 3 mini Bud Lights, he's gonna come in and take his future stepmom into his room and make her his.
Fuck you, stepmom.
Oh my god, guys, I gotta go to bed. It's like 2:30 in the
My
So
dad,
shizzle.
my dad hasn't drank in 20 years, so that's not possible.
I thought they were
Yeah, he
drunk
got
one
you
night.
there.
I thought they came in all drunk one night. Remember when
No,
you were on Discord?
no, my dad doesn't drink no more.
Oh,
I thought he was drunk that one time when he came in when you went to jail or something, and he was in here telling us that you went away.
I don't know, y'all don't start that shit. That wasn't my father. Don't start that.
who was it?
Well, somebody came in saying that they were your dad.
Hey, who was it?
I don't remember. I don't know.
Well, I was pretty for sure that person was drunk because they were typing all messed up. Like when you're drunk and you do a drunk text and you spell everything all wrong. That's what
Wow.
it sort of.
What? Yeah, I think I gotta go to bed.
Yeah, I'm like half asleep as it is.
Yeah, I gotta go too, guys. It's fucking way late. I should have gone to bed like 2 hours ago.
Alright,
Anyways,
peace
y'all
ninjas
have a
was
good
fun.
night. It was fun. Brush your hair.
Good night.
Later.
Alright, I'm out.
Later.
Later, MSJ.
You snitch.
I
You're a
said later,
snitch.
MSJ.
Well, I said you're a snitch.
Oh, see you
I know,
later.
but she doesn't look anything like her anyway.
Good
Yes, she
night.
does.
Alright, later.
Later.
You suck, Keller.
I know.
That's why you're cool, dude.
At least I don't have an echo, you asshole.
You're the man. You're the man.
I'll try to
You're the
be.
man. Is that your car that you're driving in?
Yeah.
That picture? Ah, nice.
I was just taking a picture of the homeless people.
I slept all day, so I'm up now. I'm up all night. So Okay.
I only just reset my sleep schedule and I'm already fucking it up. I woke up at like I won't stop for 24 hours.
It's your job interview.
Yeah, I need to get some sleep for that too. Even though it's not till after.
All right. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Later, buddy.
Okay, bye.
Mm.